What's up, guys? I'm here with my friend Tim with his Mermail deck. He recently took third in our last locals match. There was like 25 people, so it was a pretty big tournament. Lots of meta. It was definitely good. He did a good job. He just recently started playing it, and we're gonna give you his updated deck profile. So
all right, let's get started with the main deck. Alright, starting off with the Atlantean build. I do a bigger Atlantean build than normal, but obviously starting off 3 Neptibus. This card just brought the deck to life. I mean, this card just so many different plays to do with it. And
lots of combos.
Lots of combos. It pretty much, if you have this and they can't stop it, you have game pretty much with this card. I absolutely love it.
And it is a cost to send, so you can't Veiler or Fiendish Chain it.
And it's a once per turn effect too, so you can activate it. It's an activated effect, so you don't activate it on summon. That's a lot of people misunderstand about this card, is you have to activate it before you can actually use it.
Yeah.
So, great card, obviously, probably the best card in the Atlantean deck so far. Just made it so much better. All right, next up, 3 infantry. I'm maxing out on all the Atlanteans pretty much right now because the Atlanteans are what make the deck better. I feel like that. Yeah, the Mermails are good, but the Mermails wouldn't be anywhere close to where they would be without the Atlanteans. Mermails, especially for popping scales, especially for popping, floodgate cards, destroying monsters. Any face-up card it destroys. I love doing this card, especially when I need to get rid of something that's a kind of a hassle. For example, like any big XYZ. I mean, Infinity's not that really much of a problem anymore. Or just scales. I mainly use it to pop scales more than anything else, just to get rid of those. And then 3 Marksman. Marksman's a great card still.
Why 3?
I love the fact that it's pops sets cards, but then the fact that if you don't have anything else, I actually won a game off this. I only had a marksman in hand, and they had nothing on the field, and they just thought I was pretty much done for. I summoned this card, I attacked, and once it inflicts battle damage, I can special level 3 or lower monster from my deck, and then that's a free Neptibus, level 3 or lower Atlantean, so I can pretty much get a free Neptibus off of that, and then I just go off right after that.
Exactly.
That's another reason. It's pretty much material for my bigger plays, for my bigger monsters and everything else and that kind of stuff. I love this card too.
Popping that back row is pretty good.
It is pretty good, and nobody can really do anything about it, pretty much. 2 Dragoons, max you can run it at.
Yeah.
I love this card. This card's just so good, especially the way you can use it more than once per turn. It just makes... I don't know how to explain it. This card's just too good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and then finally for the Atlanteans, I'm running 1 Poseidra. People don't really understand why I do this, but it's a Neptibus target, especially when it's sent to the graveyard for, if you're using it for Megalo or something like that. When you tribute off the Neptibus for Megalo's effect to special, you can special this out with that because it is an Atlantean target.
Yep.
And that's another 2800 attack monster right there.
Exactly.
Just right off the bat. That's what I mainly use it for. People question me about it. I love it. It's won me games. So
it helps OTKs.
The OTKs are so much easier with it. So that's it for the Atlanteans. Now on to the Mermails. 2-gun, standard, good card, especially for discarding. I mean, it works with Twin Twister, everything else. It's just such a good card. I love it just the way it is right now. 1 Pike, don't need any more than 1, pretty much, since Neptibus replaced it. I mean, I love it. It's still a good card. I mean, I love the discard. It's pretty much my last resort normal summon monster, pretty much. Still a good card, pretty much.
Yeah.
3 Teus. If you don't run 3 Teus, I don't know what you're thinking, because this card pretty much stalls out. This is my stall card right here, specifically to the fact that it has 2400 defense and the fact that you search.
It's a free search, and you only discard 1.
And you only have to discard 1 for it. I mean, it's still people don't really understand that, but I love it. I still love that card.
Yeah, you don't really minus from it.
Not at all. 3 Megalo. Megalo's obviously the best Mermail, I think, out of anything.
Oh yeah, he's scary.
So good. This card gets your OTKs that much easier. Attacks twice. Equip the scale to it. Just makes it that more scarier. Just too good of a card. You need to run
that Neptibus for double attack. Summon. It's a great card.
It's too good. And then finally, card I'm going to be taking out for another Solemn Strike, Bisleet. Just use it as a filler. It's a gun, or it was a Lind target when I had Lind in there, but I'm not running Lind anymore because I got Strikes instead. Yeah, it's good, but I mean, it just clogs my hand too much. I don't need it. Like, I'd much rather ride Poseidra because I actually have a use for it rather than Lead. Lead really doesn't have a use for it right now.
Yeah.
So that's it for the Mermails. Now on to the random monsters, or the hand traps. Running 2 Effect Veiler. This card I feel like is a lot better than Max C in this format right now, specifically due to the fact that Monarchs are a big thing, and that a lot of people, pretty much everybody at our local runs Monarchs. So
huge threat. There's like 7 Monarch decks.
7 Monarch decks out of everybody that consistently go all the time. I hate playing against Monarchs, even though this does have a very good matchup against them. But Valor just the Idia. If they get that off and you can negate it, you pretty much beat them right there. They have no traps to stop you.
You basically beat them.
They have
You're
no traps on the
TKM, they're gonna lose.
Exactly, pretty much. Okay. One of the best cards in the deck still Diva at 1. Card pretty much self-explanatory. Gets your Neptibus plays off, synchros, everything else.
It's your tuner too.
Yes,
so,
and it's my tuner exactly. So I love that card.
And it's searchable.
And it's searchable with Dragoons, which makes it that much easier to get it out. 1 Gores. People, it's just player preference. I like Gores, especially when I'm in a really difficult situation where I have no board presence whatsoever and I have this in hand and they actually inflict damage to me. I love specialing this card out because it stops them, because not many things right now can get over it. Other than Dark Destroyer and a Forerunner, but the thing is Cosmos. Cosmos is a pretty interesting matchup, but it doesn't really come to that point that often. But still a good card. I like it.
It's nice to know you have a safety net, even if you have no monsters. So.
Exactly. And then finally, my favorite card in the deck.
Yes.
Glacier.
Explain this.
People hate that. People think you shouldn't run this card. I absolutely love this card in this deck, especially when you get the playoff. I can get this card if I have Neptibus in hand and either a Teus or a Megalo in hand first turn, and I can get both of them out. This card's coming out. Just upon summon, if you have 5 water monsters in your graveyard. Exactly 5. You special this card out from your hand. Its effect is you can discard up 2 cards from their hand.
You go first with this, open this. He opens this at least I'd say 75%, 80% of the time he gets it going first. You cut your opponent out 2 cards. They start off going second with 4 cards.
And this is a win condition card. Because the cards I pick out I'm usually winning. So this card's just too good not to run. I love it. Like people, I don't care what people say. This card's won me so many games just off of going first.
Yeah, that card is very scary.
Especially with this deck going first.
And again, it's searchable. It's a Sea Serpent, so it's really easy to get out.
Okay, now on to the spells.
3
upstart. Pretty much just thinning the deck out. That's all I really use it for. I mean, it works out just fine for me. I like it. 2 Twin Twister. I prefer Twin Twister over MST, especially since due to the fact that scales, and then I have Gun, especially so I can discard. I can get Gun's effect off of that. That's a discard target, and I like having my Mermails in the graveyard anyways because I can get them out pretty easy. Good card. 2 Instant Fusion. This card is so good in this deck, especially when you get Abyss Dweller with Dragoons attached to it, because it's a free search again, pretty much with this card. This card is too good. I don't run 3; it gets way too cloggy. There's a lot of times when I was running 3 where I'd get 2 of them in hand first turn, and it's 2's perfect exactly because it comes out right when I need it, pretty much. That's why I grab it. The 1-ofs, Dark Hole, board clear. I love this card, especially when you're going second. The Regeki, same thing. I'm only running 1 Dark Hole. A lot of people say run 2. This one, just 1 does it perfectly fine for me. I love it. So, and then finally, the last one, I run the 1 Scale Mizuchi. I run it specifically to counter spells, especially Pepe and all that kind of stuff, and Odd Eyes and everything else. It just puts them in a hassle. They have to waste a resource just to get rid of it, pretty much.
And it's searchable with Megalo, right?
And Megalo searches it out, and the monster, and Megalo gets any Mermail monster gains 100 attack. Especially I put this on Megalo.
It's a free spell negate, and you almost never
and it's a boost for it.
Yeah,
exactly. So. That's all for the spells. And then finally for the 3 traps that I run in this deck, because you don't run a lot of traps in this deck. 2 strikes, going to be 3 pretty soon. This card's just too good.
Take out lead, put a 3rd strike.
Yep, that's all. That's my honest opinion. This card won me games against Cosmos. I actually had 2 of them set, and I had a Valor, and I was able to stop their plays pretty much just right off the bat, and it just allowed me to go off on them pretty much. And then finally, the Solemn Warning. Pretty much self-explanatory. I'm going to keep all 3 of them in there and then include another strike in there. I just need summon negations specifically so I can get my OTK plays off because this deck's mainly built around OTKs. So, all right, that's it for the main deck.
Sweet.
Now on to the extra. Okay, mine's a little bit player preference. I love the way it's built right now because it just does wonders for me. 1 Gaios, self-explanatory. Gaios pretty much just, especially with an equipped scale on it, and it's my main effect negation other than the Valors. So I love this card. Player preference, Red Eyes Flare. I love this card, especially when I get them to below 1,000 life points. This card pretty much is a win condition for me.
That's even 1,500.
Even 1,500. I love this card to death, pretty much. It's too good. Big Eye. Big Eye's really, really good, especially for taking opponent's monsters. I love it. Get rid of something that you just cannot handle, and you just take it, and you can just go to town after that, pretty much. My rank 4s. One Castel. Castel self-explanatory. Dweller, too good in this deck. You need to run Dweller. If not even two. I don't know. I might even take it out. That's probably the one thing I changed. I'd probably put a second one in there, to be honest. Just the fact that you gain a 500 attack boost for every water monster you have, and every single monster in your deck except for Gores is a water monster. Just makes it that much scarier. And then finally, the Honor Arc. You still get Dragoon's effect off with Honor Arc since it's a water too. Good card. You can't do anything wrong with it. So that's XYZ's. For Synchros, running one Tatsunoko. This card's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's actually won me a lot of games, specifically since I can still Synchro with it. Just going Neptibus and Diva with it just is too good. I love it. Herald. I love Herald, especially when I have the situation where I can negate things. That's pretty much my sitter. I put a summon in defense and pretty much just banish everything that they try to activate pretty much. So love it.
Yeah.
One DeLorean. I like DeLorean. There's really no other explain. Pretty much return everything in the hand, gains the attack. I mean, it's still a good card. Gungnir. People like to talk trash about Gungnir. This card won me a game, just specifically off of its effect. I can't say no to this card. This card's too good. Just being able to destroy 2 cards on the field by discarding is just It's just too good. Way too good. I love this card. This is for my Cosmo matchup. I love going into this specifically because of the battle phase. They can't activate effects during the battle phase when I have this out. I switched that out for a Black Rose. This card's actually been really, really good for me. It actually won me my Cosmo matchup, game 3. Trish is self-explanatory. Too good of a card.
Yep.
Leo, Cosmo matchup again. Too good.
Kills
pretty
Cosmos.
just to wreck them. And then finally, my 2 Nordens. Main Sable for Instant Fusion. Makes the Dragoons plays and the Abyss Dweller plays just way too good. I love it. So that's it for my extra deck.
All right.
Now finally onto the side. Besides my player preference specifically, the second Dark Hole, I side that out or side this in specifically if they have their decks can get a big board presence really quick. So Pepe, that kind of stuff, I can easily get rid of it. Easy way to get Destroyer, get rid of Destroyer and Forerunner and all that kind of stuff. I run the 2 Maxis. That's for my side out. Especially for a heavy special summon deck. Pepe, Teller Knights, obviously. That's a big problem for me. That's actually a really hard matchup for me. Easy side. Flying Seas, heavy XYZ decks, specifically Teller Knights and Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss is on the rise right now. This card helps out a lot. Whenever I draw into it. So
it's decent with Pepe.
It's decent with Pepe, yeah. But I don't side it. I prefer really don't side it. I saw the 2 Gam Seals, the Sea Turtle Kaijus. This card, oh my god. Just getting rid of a Dark Destroyer, getting rid of a problem when they can't do anything about it, and you can just attack over it with a Megalo. It's just too fun. I love it. It just ruins everybody's day.
Getting rid of a Monarch too.
And Monarchs.
And then they lose all their domain, the March.
Got rid of a Erebus with this card, and it won me a game. So it was fun. I loved it.
It's only 2200 attack too, so it's easy to get over.
Yep, exactly. 3 Imperial Iron Walls. Main problem, my hardest matchup's Cosmos. I have to have the max amount I can put into it. Too good of a card. I need to negate pretty much everything as possibly can.
Good against Monarchs too.
And Monarchs, yes. 2 Fairy Winds. Heavy back row decks. Obviously Pepe. Pendulum decks. Pretty much very versatile for everything. Monarch specifically as well too, because I can pop their spells, face-up spells and stuff too. So that's what I have that in there for. 2 Masker Restricts, card too good against Monarchs. If they don't have an MST or if they don't have anything to get rid of it, you win. It's a win condition card, pretty much. And then finally, the Grand Horn, multiple purposes, especially Pepe and a lot of special summoning decks. I love this deck card. I'm only running 1 because I don't really need anything else right now, and this is actually a good side deck for something that if I need the extra to negate something, that's
pretty much on top of the negations you already have. It's perfect.
Exactly. So I think I have it built just the way I want it and the way it should be. So.
All right. Well, thanks for the deck profile.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Have a good day.
You too.